Hey everybody, welcome to Shelter Life. Tonight we have a guest that I've been wanting to get on the show for quite a while, and it's Robin Hagy, who actually does the photography at Front Street. So tonight you're going to get to hear about all the fun tales that she does dealing with the shelter animals at Front Street, plus other things she does with animals not associated with Front Street. So sit back and relax. I'm Don Henkel, and this is Shelter Life. Hey everybody, welcome to Shelter Life. I am so excited tonight because I've been wanting to have this guest on for quite a while actually. And tonight we're lucky to have Robin Hagy sitting right in the chair next to me. And Robin does all the photography of the dogs at Front Street Animal Shelter that so many people see on Facebook and on the Front Street site. So Robin, welcome.
Thank you.
Before we get into the nitty gritty and everything else, I just got to ask you, how long have you been working or doing this with Front Street?
Going on 6 years.
And how did this come about?
I was previously doing photography around the area at Sac County Shelter for the rescue group there, and there was someone doing the photographs at Front Street, and she left, so the position became open. So I approached Gina and asked if I could be part of the team because I was so impressed by Front Street.
And how many years ago was that?
Yeah, 6 years ago now.
And look where you've come.
I know.
Look where Front Street's come.
I know, it's been amazing.
You know, the journey is incredible for that organization. So what made you interested in doing shelter animals?
Well, when I first started doing photography for my own dogs, I mean, to be honest, I was like, what can I do to help out in the area? And it would also give me good practice at doing my photography. So I approached a friend of mine who does rescue work, and she suggested I connect with someone out at Sac County and start regularly photographing some of the animals. So it's been such a blessing. I
think one of the things we'll get into a lot more in a bit, but the way you capture these animals is pretty impressive. And it's, you know, a lot of people think of the shelter as a really sad place. And, you know, when the animals come in, they get a mug shot, right? And that mug shot is what a lot of people see before you take pictures of those animals.
Yeah.
So you really bring these animals more of a, shall we say, a personality. The personality comes out. People get to see it's not this sad dog, you know, sitting, you know, in a cage. It's actually this rambunctious, happy dog, or maybe a timid dog, but they look so cute that you wouldn't know. And I think that's really important that people understand that, you know, this just doesn't happen. It's you and your team.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think is exciting, and you can elaborate on it, is that it's really important that we make sure that people understand that it's not just you, right? You have a lot of people helping you when you take the pictures of these animals.
I do. Right now I have Anna Cambry. She's been with me pretty much through the whole process. And if it wasn't for the help and having them positioning the dogs and making the dogs feel comfortable, I would not be able to do it on my own.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So have you always been a photographer, or did this start as a hobby and then you basically grew it?
It did. It started as a hobby. What happened was I had a dog, and she was diagnosed with cancer. And so I wanted to capture some images with her, and I hired somebody, and I didn't have a very positive experience. So I grabbed a camera on my own and started doing some photos, and I just became obsessed.
So are you self-taught?
Yeah. I have had some one-on-ones with other professional pet photographers that I've taken the time in workshops, but it's all been self-learned, and yeah.
So when you go to Front Street, and you usually do this on Tuesdays, right?
Every Tuesday.
Right. And Selfie Tuesdays or something,
yes.
Right? Selfie Tuesdays, as you call it. How do you choose the animals?
Well, we take the animals that are available for adoption, and I'll go in and look at the list. And it's generally the dogs that are up and ready for people to see. And if the photo hasn't been done, I'll go in and print that out, and we get our list. And it can range anywhere from 10 to over 20 dogs. So it just depends on the week and how full we are. So yeah.
20 dogs in one day?
It can be over 20, sometimes a little less. Yeah.
So when you're looking at the pictures, what are you looking for? Are you looking for maybe ones that have been there for a while that might need a little bit more attention or promotion?
Yeah, well, we go through the list. I probably start with the ones that I know have been there for a little bit. And it's just about capturing their personality and trying to help the general public see what we see.
Well, you capture the personality for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that I think is just absolutely adorable is the way you put them in character or theme, right? I mean, look at this guy behind me. I mean, he's got a tiara on and balloons, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you're doing the ones for 4th of July, they're always in red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
You know, Christmas time, they've got the little Christmas outfits on.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that I think add to your session that just brings out the personality of the animal. So where did those themes come from?
Well, of course, during the holidays, we try to embrace, like right now is Easter. We just did a really fun shoot today celebrating Easter coming up. So they'll get to see those on Front Street's page. And then it just depends. I like, you know, maybe if it's a female dog, I'll throw like a little tutu on them and help kind of bring a softness to the animal's personalities. Or if it's a male dog, we'll put a bow tie on them. And it just kind of helps create more of a approachable look to them.
Right.
So, yeah.
I think making them more human is vital. I think it's really important that you do that. And I think, you know, like you said, you always have helpers help you. And I think they probably coordinate a lot of the rambunctiousness in the room as you're taking the photos. They
do. I mean, it really depends on the dog. If it's a dog that's a little bit more active and is a little bit more excitable, you know, it really can take a lot for the person who's helping me. In this instance, Anna, you know, she really has to kind of ramble them in and, you know, get them in there. And if it's a timid dog, we have to do the same. We have to be patient with them. And sometimes Anna ends up in the photos with the dogs.
Right.
For the real timid ones.
Right. But that, I think, even if Anna or whoever's helping you is in the photo, that just shows that human connection too.
It really does.
I mean, there's some great photos. And I think we're going to look at a couple of them. I mean, we've got a lot of photos to look at, but not only of the shelter animals, but there's some other ones that you've done that I really, really like, and that's when you were photographing the wild horses.
Yeah.
And just the way you capture some of these images, you know, really blows my mind. I'm not a photographer like you are, but I understand the contrast and getting the depth and capturing those moments. So I think we're going to look at a couple of them.
Let's do it.
It's going to be up on the monitor. So when they come up, just explain exactly what they are.
I will.
And we'll go from there. There we go.
Yeah, these are wild horses out from South Carolina. As part of my learning process, I'll go to workshops, and there is this well-known wildlife photographer, Jared Lloyd. And these horses live on an island, and we go out there and capture them in their natural habitat. So it's amazing, just beautiful.
And oh wow, look at that one.
Yeah, I love trying to capture the movement of the horses. I just think they're so strong and beautiful. So yeah. And again, the same, just trying to capture, I'll have them run and try and capture movements.
And I love the black and white, but we'll talk about that a little bit. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, we just got so lucky. I was doing a session for this dog, and the owner was in the photo too, and I thought, you know, lean down and let's capture this moment. I mean, it was just so special, and that really is truly what the evening looked like. It was incredible.
And beautiful colors of the Delta.
Yeah. And this is Anna. That's Anna Cambry, who assists me and really just helps make the dogs feel comfortable. This is an instance where the dog was very timid, and Anna's just trying to help make her feel comfortable, and I just happened to capture that moment.
Love this one.
The candids are always and that's Elizabeth, Felton Dawn, who has also helped me for some time. And capturing those candid moments really is super fun. And
there's the puppies again.
And some cute puppies.
Do you like doing photos of puppies?
Oh, the puppies are fun. And this is like this cute little older Pomeranian. And sometimes we do studio, and sometimes I like doing it outside when the weather is nice.
Right.
Yeah, it just looks so pretty. And this is the sweet Maggie. This is probably one of my favorite photos. Peggy, who was fostering her, I asked if we could go out and do a shoot. We got so lucky. That's at the Capitol, and the leaves were on the ground. It was beautiful.
I'm not mistaken. Wasn't that photo used on a pretty big marketing campaign?
Yeah, they use it for some of our marketing pieces, and it's just so striking. And here she is, special needs little Maggie, just looking beautiful.
Love that one.
Yeah. And then generally every year I do mini sessions around the holidays to help bring in, I'll part of the funds get donated back to Front Street.
Okay.
And so this one was done at the Automobile Museum in that cute little diner. So adorable.
Absolutely adorable dog.
Love it. And this is client shoot out at a beautiful lavender farm out in Lincoln. I love, if I can, bringing in beautiful, vibrant colors in contrast with the dogs. It's just, and that's my dog, actually, Lucy. And again, it's just a look, she's kind of got like a little tutu and her pearls on. Again, it's just kind of, bringing more of a personality to life. That's in Boston.
Wow.
Beautiful dog.
All those are just great, and you can actually see the animals' personalities.
Yeah.
The sunset one was beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful, and not touched up color-wise at all, right?
Not
Pure
at all.
natural
That
colors.
really was pure natural color for that one.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. You've got to feel a sense of pride and joy when you look at some of those now.
I do. I look back at them and I just think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I captured that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, your clients, are they like looking for certain things, or do they say, Robin, we want some pictures of our animals or with our animals, and you have total creative freedom? How does it usually work?
Well, of course, they've seen my work, and so they have an idea of what kind of imagery I do, and I generally love beautiful imagery with great lighting. Most of my client work is done out on location and done at like beautiful times of day when the light's beautiful, like later in the day. So a lot of them do love that natural scene and location looks with the colors.
They're absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Have you done any like family portraits?
I do family portraits.
How do those work out?
Those are great. My preference is the pets and pets with their people. It's really my heart and soul. But I also do some family photography as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Robin is quite well renowned, and she's actually, 4 years in a row, KCRA A-list for pet photography.
Yeah.
And you're hoping for year number 5.
I would love that.
And you've recently been the selected photographer for the Sacramento magazine. And what we've got is the Sacramento magazine, and when you open it up, it's a spread of all these great animal photos with their parents or fur parents, but this is the one that I love, and this is Robin with Lola.
My pig.
Lola is part of Robin's clan, and you got a pretty good clan at home, don't you?
I do. I have a little menagerie at home.
Yeah, I bet you do. But how did this come to be, the Sacramento magazine? Because that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they were doing a special issue on people and unique pets. And so they approached me originally to be interviewed and in the article. And then they realized I do pet photography. So they're like, oh, would you be interested in photographing the cover and the whole spread? So very, very honored. It was a great project.
And you've also worked with some other photographers, or a couture person, correct?
Yeah, there is someone that I've partnered with recently. He designed special couture, like gowns for dogs, mainly for female dogs. And he's putting a coffee table book together. That's
got to be exciting.
I'm really excited.
How did that happen, though? Because that just doesn't fall in your lap, does it?
No, I became connected with another photographer based out of the Midwest. And what was beautiful about it was that she was inspired by my work to start doing photography for shelter dogs, and started dressing them up in these really formal, beautiful outfits. And she got connected to this designer, and when he decided to do this book, he asked if she knew anyone on the West Coast, and here we are.
That's
super
amazing.
Honored. I know, it's an exciting project. Hopefully once it comes out, I'll be able to share some of the photos that gets published.
Did you ever think that when you started taking photos of rescue animals at shelters that it would have evolved to where it is now?
No, I mean, my hope was that, I would take it and help save some lives and people would appreciate the imagery. But yeah, I don't know if I knew that I'd be here this long and that it would create such a presence
is a very big presence.
Yeah.
I mean, people can always say, yeah, I can take good pictures, or, you know, I got a good picture of my dog or whatever, but you have this knack. I'm not sure what it is, right? But you have this little special panache knack that captures their personalities. And I mean, some of them I think are moving. I mean, some of them are hysterical, right? I mean,
Yeah.
some of the ones at the shelter are just a hoot to look at. But then some of them are moving. And the way you can capture, I don't know, just a glimpse of their eye, or, you know, like the one of Anna and that dog.
Yeah.
I mean, and you remember the names of some of these dogs too. I mean,
I do.
So
yeah.
that means there must have been a connection there with you when you were taking these photos of these dogs.
Yeah, there is. You know, we really have such a short amount of time to capture photos of the dogs. So it's really important just to try and spend some time with them and trying to make them feel comfortable. You know, we're bringing them out of their kennels into this strange room. And so anyways, it's really important between Anna and myself to try and do the best we can to make the dogs feel comfortable and capture their personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do a great job of that. I mean,
Thank
you really
you.
do. And I'm extremely rude. I did not introduce Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte is a Front Street dog, and she was a foster and became a fail in a good way. So she is now a permanent fixture in my home, and she's amazing.
I think we have a lot of foster fails at Front Street. I was one too, so I understand.
We do,
yeah.
we do, and I have another one at home. He's about to become an addition to my clan.
There
so
you go.
yeah.
There you go. So what's in the future for Robin? What's going to happen here? What do you see coming down the pike for you?
Yeah, I definitely would love to continue to still expand my business with doing the pet photography and growing my business in that regard. I'd also love to do more equine photography, and I do have a special fondness for doing fashion photography for on my own personal projects, and I'd love to somehow meld the two together with shelter and fashion photography, and maybe have it published somewhere and bring more of an awareness to shelter dogs.
Your fashion photography is incredible.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm not sure who does the makeup and the hair, but the way you capture some of those, it's wild. And if you could somehow incorporate shelter animals into that, even better.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be absolutely incredible, I think. So, sit back is just Robin, right? What would you tell people about volunteering at Front Street, how important it is for people to capture their animals in their environment at home? Tell people why it's important to have like photos of your animals.
Yeah, I just think, you know, dogs are a part of our family, you know. It's important to just try and capture that connection that you have with them. I mean, we take photos of everything else, right? Of ourselves and having fun. I just think it's so important to have and create those memories of the connections and the love that you have for your pets and how much they're our family. I just really think that's such an important thing to have.
And how have you enjoyed working at Front Street with that incredible team?
Oh, it's been amazing. I can't feel like I've been more lucky to be part of such an incredible, cohesive, innovative, especially with Gina Knapp on the helm. I mean, it's so forward thinking and outside of the box that it's really just an incredible environment to be a part of and group.
But it's a brand now, you know. It's Front Street is the brand.
It's the shelter to follow. I mean, we started off a small little shelter and look at what they've done. Yeah.
So if people wanted to contact you, do you have a website or anything?
I do. They can contact me at through robinhagyphotography.com, ROBINHHUY, photography.com. I do also have a Facebook page and an Instagram page, so they can contact to me through any of those social entities.
Well, if anybody has any questions or wants to talk to Robin about exactly what she does, I encourage you to go check it out, because you'll see tons of photos and all different kinds of options that are available. So it's really cool to be able to connect with somebody who will connect with your animals as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty important.
I think so.
So I've seen you involved in so many Front Street activities. I mean, I've seen you walking in the Pride Parade with a dog with a tutu on. We've seen you at Beer Fest. We've seen you at beer gardens. We've seen you at Paws to Party. Are those events that you think help catapult the shelter to an even higher level?
I really do. I think it's important to put an awareness out there and that to show that we're part of what's going on out in the Sacramento area. But I really do think that it's really helped create a connection of Front Street and what's going on in the community.
I do too.
Yeah.
Summarizing what all you do with the animals, has there been one or two instances when you photographed one that's just really gotten to your heart and it's stuck in your mind and you'll probably always remember it?
Yeah, I mean, one of the images that you showed with Anna and that one beautiful dog in the black and white image, she just came in so timid and so sweet. It was really just such a wonderful moment to capture of Anna and this shy dog, and it really wasn't planned. It was just a beautiful, candid moment, and that one's always stuck with me.
I think,
sure.
And it's the look on the dog looking up at Anna was it was precious.
I just think that's
and
shelter.
You have a lot of those precious images caught on film, which is great.
Yeah.
Robin, it's been a joy to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
I wanted to make sure that you got your due because you deserve your due.
Oh, you're so
you
sweet.
Really
well,
do.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody, I just wanted to say that, it takes a huge village at Front Street to make everything happen. And part of Shelter Life's responsibility is to show you the behind the scenes of everything that happens. And tonight you got to hear a little bit from Robin Hagy, who does all the portraits of the dogs at Front Street and a lot more in photography as well. Before we wrap it up, I want to say thank you very much to my crew here at Access Sacramento. Thank you to the volunteers at Front Street who do what they do. And without them, the shelter wouldn't be able to open their doors, as Gina would say. So until next time, I am Don Hinkle, and we'll see you again right here on Shelter Life.